Hey guys, VDCubing. Today I'm going to be doing the collection of August 2019. You have been requesting this for a long time. Here we're going to start with the 2x2s, and I also forgot this one because this is considered a 2x2. 1, 2, 3, 4, it's the same, they're all corners, and on all the other faces, now it's still corner. You can make this shape, which is weird. This is the Rubik's Pocket Cube, or the Rubik's, it's a mini 2x2, which is way smaller than others. This is the Moyu Weipo 2x2. It's stickerless. Not many people use the stickerless one. Most people use the sticker one, but yeah, it's still a Moyu Weipo, just as good. This is the Leafun Pyromorphix. It's a tetrahedron shape of the 2x2, as I just mentioned. These are two Chidi S 2x2s. One of them's very tensioned. It corner cuts a lot more. And that one's been tensioned by my dad. This one is fresh out of the box. It doesn't corner cut that much. See? This is the Bulk 2M that has been very loosely tensioned. You can literally pop out a piece by just doing this. Yeah, there you go. And that literally misaligned the core. And you could just realign it just like that and place the thing back, this weird shape thing, and there you go. That's it. Actually, that's not it because it's just popping all the time. That's why I'm not planning on using this as my main, because I don't want to go through the tensioning of this again. But yeah, let's just put that aside for now. Now we are going to move on for 3x3. This is a lot of cubes. Actually, this is 9 3x3s. They're without including the shape mods. So let's just go through this. This is the original Rubik's 3x3. It doesn't have a logo. I sold mine with a logo, but it's still a Rubik's one. But it doesn't have tiles. It actually has stickers. So it's not the new ones. My dad has had it for 30 years. Now he gave it to me because now I can solve Rubik's Cubes a lot faster. This is a Annexer Global Sales Operations Rubik's Cube. It's actually a Rubik's Cube. It turns so badly, I can barely even do a T-Prom right here. This is the best way to turn it. No, I don't like the Rubik's anymore now that I've tried the GAN cubes. But it's still, without Rubik's, this wouldn't exist. This is a little bit weird. This is Canadian Blood Services that made a Rubik's Cube. And it turns badly, and you can barely see if it's even solved or not. Once I was actually mixed up, I'm like, and what is going on? And it turns out I only had to do R2, U2, R2, U2, R2. This is a Rubik's sheep mod, and you can actually solve this if I just do flipping algorithms for the center, which I have made my own algorithm, which is kind of weird. To do a J-perm, for the right-handed, and then you do a Y2, then do the left-handed J-perm, and then you twist, and then do the U-perm, and that should fix a couple of centers. And then you do this alg. Yeah, it's just, it turns decently good, I guess. Well, there goes that piece. I actually need to solve this thing so that I don't accidentally... Okay, I have solved it. This cube pops a lot. kind of like the Wolf 2M, but that's just because we loosenly tensioned it. There you go, that's back. What I used to do is I just used to, because I didn't know the center flipping algorithms for this, so I just would take the entire cube apart because that's how easy it would tear apart. And I would just twist the centers, then put it in the correct orientation. Now I don't do that anymore because obviously I know the center algorithms. The worst of the bunch that I've here now is probably this thing. This is the Chi Warrior W, which actually is good, but just not as good as these two, which are two non-magnetic Yushin Little Magics. One is the stickered version, which is a lot worse than the stickerless version, which is so much better. It got me an insane time of 13.181 in comp, which is my best in comp right now. Now the GANs. This is the very loosenly tensioned GAN RSM. Pretty much every cube here is loosenly tensioned. This is with the purple GS nut, which is the lightest ever, and I can speed through this thing, but I can barely control it. It doesn't pop that often. I mean, you can literally tear a piece right out. So, yeah, I know how to put cubes back together. Come on. Anyway, this is, but it is gonna stick there because of the magnets. And speaking of magnets, GANX. Nothing much else to say except for absolutely amazing. When I got this cube, I was expecting nothing less than absolutely god level. So I might as well just, since this is super loose. Okay, there you go, finally. So that was the 3x3 bunch. I have a 4x4. Well, I have two, but one is broken. The other one is the Mini Wuchui M here. This is the Mini Wuchui M, Mini Chi Wuchui M 4x4 magnetic. It is pretty strong magnets. Now I took 5x5s. They're very, very uncomparable. Thanks to this thing, this is the Volk 5M, which is absolutely the best 5x5 on the market, in my opinion. By far, because these are the only two 5x5s I've tried. I haven't tried any in competitions. This is the worst 5x5 ever. The Qi Zheng 5x5, Qi Zheng S 5x5. But yeah, that is this cube, and they are uncomparable. This one is by far better. I don't have to say anything to compare any of these. There's no comparison now. There's just nothing to compare to this, except for maybe the Qi Wuxuang M and the what's the other good 5x5? The Aoshi, unless the Aoshi's the 6x6. The other Moyu cube. Speaking of Moyu, this is a sub-brand of Moyu, MF7 and MF8. 8x8 and 7x7. Surprisingly, the 8x8 is actually smaller because 8x8 hasn't gotten that much attention, and with this cube, it is so much better. It is so smooth, especially on the outer and complete middle. The fourth layer is actually super smooth. The third layer is crunchy. The second layer is a bit more crunchy. So, and this the MF7. It's bigger. I first said that this was actually bad, but with a little bit of breaking in, I found out that it was pretty good. And also, yes, I am very, very bad at 7x7 and 8x8. My best on 8x8 is actually 52 minutes. That I feel embarrassed. And my best on this is like 17 minutes. I feel so embarrassed by saying that. I'm bad at 7x7 and 8x8. I don't like big cubes, except I like everything until 5x5. This feels tiny now. This is the X-Men Galaxy version 2 Magnetic Megamix. Yes, it is a very long name. Oh, and it's, how do you call it? Concave. The concave and the interior, how do you call it? There was a word to describe the sculpted. That's what I was trying to say. So that is the X-Men Galaxy version 2 Magnetic Megamix. Now we're gonna be moving on to these. It's not a big collection, it's just the other WCA events that I have. This is the Moyu Alliance Cube. I gave my dad my X-Men Winnie's Cube because now I do prefer the Moyu Alliance Cube. Especially with the replaced concave center caps, which I definitely replaced. And we loosened it up a bit, and when I first tried it, when it was loosened up, I tried to do a sledgehammer, and it flew right out of my hands. But I personally think it is absolutely great. I got a 7.13 average, which I've pretty much never had a sub 10 average on Scube. 7.13 is my first sub 10 average on Scube. So that was a very big improvement, so I just switched to this cube. This is the Yushin Little Magic Square One, which I've done a comparison on with this Little Magic M and the X-Men Volt that I have, that my dad has currently. This cube was meant for my dad, and I said I love this cube so much more. And then my dad gave me the opportunity to switch because he's very nice. These two are Pyramixes. This is the X-Men Bell Pyramix, which used to be on my main for a long time. Yeah, it was my main Pyramix for pretty much ever. It's not the one that has my current PB or PB average. My PB was actually set on the budget Pyramix, which now my dad has. The budget Pyramix gave me a 3.60 single. This gave me a 6.99 average, which is absolutely insane. Without saying the fact that I didn't never get a sub 9 average ever in my life. I mean, I had one, but I had 2 or 3, and then after that I didn't practice much of Pyramix because I didn't really care. And then I practiced a bit, and then I got over 10 averages, over 10-second averages, and then I got this cube. Then it got me a 6.99, which I'm so happy for, considering I average over 10 on Pyramix. And yeah, that is the other WCA events collection. This is a very big one. This is bigger than the 3x3. These are all shape mods of whatever cube. This is the Chi 2x2x3. Very smooth, very fluid. It's much better than the old 2x2x3, which I don't even remember what it was called. But they made one in stickered and in white. I wish they made a stickerless one because this would look so much better in stickerless. Same thing for this, which is the Ivy Cube. I think but in the Jelly Cube collection by Chi, they do make a translucent stickerless cube like this. But that's the only way to get it in stickerless. Speaking of this, I average 4. I used to average 4 on this when I was practicing a lot. I even made a video on doing an average of 5 on Ivy Cube. Go check that out if you want to. So which ones did I do? I did 2x2x3 and Ivy Cube, Chi Ivy Cube. This is the Chi Master Morphix. This took me absolutely ages to figure it out. Just the last layer. Just that last layer parity. I didn't even know. I tried the the parity algorithm on 4x4, that didn't work. Absolutely didn't work. Then I tried an algorithm that you do on 3x3 that actually flips the center, and then you can do other things like that. This cube is very fun to solve. I really recommend that you solve it. And when you do R2, U2, R2, U2, R2, it makes this pattern, which kind of looks cool. And if you do it on the other side, I'm just doing L2, U2, L2, U2, L2 because why not? It makes this pattern, which kind of looks cool. So yeah, that is it for the Qi Master Morphics. This is a super floppy cube. I don't know by which company. I think it might be Leafun or something. So a floppy cube only turns like this, and it's the easiest cube to solve ever by many people. You could just do that. I just randomly scrambled it, and that was super easy. But obviously, with the little challenge of the super floppy, you can now shapeshift this. It's not much of a challenge. It's just I figured it out once I got this. I'm losing my voice. I'm talking a lot in this video. So yeah, that is the super floppy by Leafun. I'm pretty sure you can solve this however you want. So now we have the Qi mirror blocks. No, this is the Shengshao mirror blocks that my Cuber friend, which I do have a Cuber friend. He doesn't have a YouTube channel. He's just a Cuber, and we met at school. And he he went at my birthday, and he gave me this thing. This is the Shengshao mirror blocks, and he also gave me that super floppy cube. And this is pretty much the smoothest cube in my collection, except for maybe this, the Leafun Pyromorphics. They're equally as smooth, I'd say. So Shengshao makes very smooth cubes, if I say so myself. So yeah, that is it for the Shengshao mirror blocks. This is the Orbo, or orb, or whatever you want to call it. Basically, it's some circles with pentagons or some circle over it, and you can move these pieces around. Since this is not very broken in, this will move very hardly. You scramble it up, and you can do whatever you scramble you want. There's not as many scrambling cases as, let's say, on a Rubik's 3x3 or something. But the goal is to get all of these balls to fit their color. So we can do it right here. We got the cyan, we got the red, we got this purple here, and then magenta. It's not that hard. Here we could do a little thing like that and get the cyan back in, and also we got the green there. But yeah, that is the concept of the Orbo, or orb. This is a Twist 3x3 that I unboxed recently, but not that recently, but still kind of recently. This is a Twisty 3x3. It has the same properties as a 3x3, except you can indeed spin these centers like this. But if ever you find yourself with a case that's a little weird, with only this center spin 90 degrees instead of 180, just do that algorithm. I said just do right-handed J-perm, and then do a Y2, then do a left-handed J-perm, which might take some practice, or you could just instead of doing the left-handed J-perm like this, just do this, get the other way to do the left-handed J-perm, and you will have the left-handed J-perm. I just prefer to do this, so and then you twist to the somewhere, and then you do this U-perm, and yeah, that does twist the center like that. So that is the Twist 3x3. I don't know exactly which company this is. I've seen some better turning ones and felt some better turning ones, but it's still a good starter. The shape mods. This is the I don't know if it's a Moyu Axis Cube, but it is an Axis Cube, and an Axis Cube it's basically a 3x3. Well, I've messed up this Axis Cube. It's I don't even know if it's a Moyu Axis Cube. I messed it up, and there's parity, and now I can't solve it, no matter what I do. I've done a lot of work off camera, maybe 10 minutes off camera, trying to solve this thing, and it's not working, so I'll probably solve it off camera at some point. But yeah, it's a great cube overall. It's a hard one. I'd suggest if you're into shape mods, you don't get this one first, and you'd rather get... Well, the Master Morphix is pretty much equal to this, but it's way smoother to get the Chi one, especially. And I'm imagining the Xingqiao one will also be just as smooth, if not smoother. So, yeah, that is this Axis Cube. Next is the hardest cube ever in my collection. This thing is the Container Cube, and it's shapeshift, and it takes forever to solve. That's why I'm not even going to touch it. Except for doing this, which everyone loves to do, makes the best diamond shape ever. Everyone loves to just do this, and just put it in like that, and leave it in their collection. I not do that, I just put it solved, straight up like that. You can't turn it when it's in a diamond shape, unless you do that. You have to turn it kind of like this, and then it shapeshifts, and I don't want to mess it up again. But that's not it. There's 3 more cubes. These are the mini cubes. Just moving the big cubes away so that the mini cubes... Kids have to be in front so they can see. So this is the worst cube ever. That's basically it. That's the basic name of it. At least that's what I call it. The worst cube ever. This is... Goodbye. It's just a mini 21mm cube. Yeah, I won't touch that. This green-white edge always pops out. I'm trying to... It's actually broken. You could just literally pop it right off with this. Oh, like that's it. And then you can pop it straight back in and it'll pop right back out. And it's also 21mm, making it impossible for adults to tension this. Yeah, I can't even stick it back in. It'll still just pop right out. That's definitely worst cube. So this is the vending machine cube. That's what I call it. It's from a vending machine. It costed $2. And there was many other things, and we happened to get this one first try. So I was actually preferring, like, I wanna get a $2 vending machine cube, the cheapest cube ever, which is not true. The cheapest cube ever is like $1, and this is $2. So that's kind of close, right? Right? It's $1 close. Come on. Gainax is $70, at least Canadian. Not much else to say except for the worst cube for its size. Not joking. Actually, my friend that I met at school, he has a cube this size that turns twice as worse as this. So this is the second worst cube ever. It actually just turns the same. This also turns worse than other mini cubes. I felt other mini cubes at the second comp. I did manage to get a friend who had a mini cube for one-handed, and I said I would love to have a one-handed cube like that, and here I am with my dad having a GAN 354M. The probable best cube for one-handed, and also for two-handed, because cubes that are smaller don't necessarily have to be for one-handed. That's what Max Parks 4.40 taught me. On the GAN 354M, you don't have to be one-handed for small cubes specifically. You can use small cubes for two-handed too. And Max Park did that, and he got a 4.4 national record, which is not the national record now, but still good. So while I'm cleaning up these cubes, I might as well say, thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'm gonna see you next time. Bye. Well, I guess it's a kind of 2x2x3 Vok 2x2x3. Look at all these cubes. There's just so many of them. There are like 30 of them. There's one person that I know has 1,200, and probably by now he has more than that. So with all the stack mats and all that kind of stuff, imagine how many shelves that would be. Ooh. Anyway, bye.